Hello, Mark Larsen here for the Dreamcatcher podcast. Thanks for joining us. My guest is Andrea Putting. Welcome, Andrea.
Thanks, Mark. I'm very happy to be here with you today.
Thanks for joining us. And we are on two different days, actually.
We
You're the
are.
morning of, and I'm still in the late
Day
afternoon of
before.
this day, which
You're
is
you're just
amazing.
so far behind in America. I mean, what can I
Yeah,
say?
there's a lot of things I believe we are. So, but I just, you were saying you're just getting your day started. So I was just
Yep,
going to ask how tomorrow was, or is, I should say. It,
I'll find
it
out.
just, it's just amazing the technology we can be as far apart as we are and have such good connection here. So
Absolutely.
a little bit about your background. You're in Australia. We're at in Australia.
I live in Melbourne,
Okay.
down south of the big the big continent.
Okay. Yes.
So yeah, um, it's a we're in summer and you're in winter, which is always interesting. And you've been
Yes.
having massive cold snaps, and we've been having heat waves.
Yeah.
So it's a dichotomy of life.
It is, and I have found that which you have, we a lot of times follow with our summer. It's
Yeah.
been kind of interesting that it does that. So are you born and raised in Australia?
Yes, I am a Melbourne girl. I
Okay,
was born in Melbourne, and I haven't always lived in Melbourne. I did move to Adelaide for 9 years, where my husband is from, but I
okay,
managed to persuade him to come back to Melbourne.
okay,
Um, but I have Estonian heritage. My grandfather was Estonian, and came
okay.
here, jumped ship before you had to have visas and all those kind of things back
Mm,
early
yeah,
last century. So,
yep.
um,
So
so that's
how big a
special.
city is Melbourne? How is it?
Melbourne,
Yeah.
I think we have about 5 million now.
Oh wow, it's a big city then. Okay.
Yeah, and it's spread out. It's really spread out a long way because traditionally we all wanted a quarter acre block. And so,
Okay. Really? That's
yeah,
neat.
so everyone wanted the quarter acre block, but these days the blocks are getting a lot smaller and
Yeah.
apartments becoming more common,
Yes.
um, because they're still spreading out, but there's only so far you can
True.
spread
Yeah.
out, and then we need the
Eventually run out of
farms.
yeah, rental land. So what do you do there in Australia?
I do or a few things, but
Okay.
my main focus in life is chocolate and coffee breaks.
Two great things.
Yeah. Yep. So I have a show, a TV show, Chocolate and Coffee Break, A Compassionate Proposition,
Okay.
and I talk to people about well, I it's a conversation where I
Right.
listen to people's stories because I believe that
Mhm.
if we sit down with somebody over over a cuppa
Uh-huh.
and maybe a bit of chocolate
Yeah.
and listen to their stories, then we can start to break down barriers that divide community. Because
Yes.
when you listen to somebody for just 1 hour,
Mhm.
terrible differences can dissolve.
Yes. Yes.
And so then it's not just to that person, it's to their whole social group. So if you sit down with somebody who you feel like, "Ugh, I can't understand them.
Mhm.
I can't relate to them. They're from a different culture, a different religion, a different various things." And you listen to them and you start to hear their stories and you start to feel empathy with them, you start to
You
walk in
do.
their shoes, you get a different perspective. May not you don't have to believe in what they believe in. You don't have to do
True.
what they do. But what you do find is that the person you're talking to is a person just like you.
Exactly.
And they have hopes and dreams
Yes.
just like you.
Yep.
And so and if we can do that, imagine if everyone was to share a chocolate and coffee with somebody who they thought was,
Yes.
unapproachable,
Yeah.
then what a different world we'd have.
It'd be so much better. It would be and there is such a lack of empathy especially in the United States. I mean, it's a little bit more where I'm at in the central part of the United States. We're still we're very conservative and kind of behind with that trend. But I mean, I go so many places and the empathy is very much lacking. So how did you come up with this? I mean, how long have you been doing this, and how did you come up with this idea?
Well, chocolate and coffee breaks started with Chocolate and Coffee Day for Religious Harmony, which I
Okay.
started just on 10 years ago.
Oh wow.
And I started that. It was a response that there was this event in Sydney, which is, I've got to work out how many miles it is. It's over 1,000 kilometres from
Okay. Okay.
Melbourne, and it's the
Quite a ways.
closest capital city to us because we have these long distances in Australia.
Okay.
So a good day's drive, I mean,
Yeah, I
10,
bet.
10,
Yes.
12 hours drive away.
Okay.
Anyway, so this is on the 14th of December 2015. This
Okay.
event was unfolding, and I was sitting here in my home, and I was watching it unfold on the internet. So what happened was a Muslim took a chocolate cafe siege
Okay.
and held captive the
Oh,
hos the staff and the customers. Now,
wow.
that went on for hours, and it concluded with the gunman and 2 innocent victims being killed.
Oh, wow.
So which is not at all inspiring.
Yeah.
That is not pleasant.
Mm.
It was extremely
Yeah.
sad and
Yeah.
devastating thing to have happened, and we were all saying, "This doesn't happen in Australia. What's going on? We don't have terrorism."
Mhm.
Um, how naive were we? However, what happened in aftermath, like I said, it was devastating. People were
Yeah.
we kind of held our breath. Would the community take retaliation out on the Muslim community? Because this guy was a Muslim and he was claiming to do this in
Oh.
the name of Allah.
Oh,
And he had
wow.
an ISIS flag in the window, and
Oh my gosh.
anyway, so there was fear that the Muslim community would be
Yeah.
attacked. So they were seen taking off their religious garb. They wouldn't go out. They were afraid to leave home. And what happened was that 150,000 people took to social media with the
Okay.
hashtag "I will ride with you." And they offered to ride public transport with Muslims to ensure that they arrived where
Wow.
they needed to go safely. Now, that
Wow.
moment that came out of the tragedy to me was
Yeah.
one of the most beautiful things that I had ever
Yes.
seen, and I still get shivers every time I talk
Yes.
about it. It just
Uh-huh.
resonates right through my body. So, instead of the Australian community responding in hate and fear, they
Mhm.
reached out in love and acceptance. And
Right.
it was like all of the silent majority suddenly wasn't silent. They were
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
"This is the community we want. We want a multicultural society, and they're all welcome."
Yes.
And
I
so,
agree.
I sat with that for several months, and
Mhm.
I just thought, why isn't this changing the way that Australia is?
Uh-huh.
Needs to change somewhere. So then when on 12th the first anniversary, I held Chocolate and Coffee Day for Religious Harmony. And it's just
Okay.
so simple. I was just encouraging people to
Yeah.
share some
Yes.
chocolate, have
Yes.
a cuppa, and enjoy
Yep.
a conversation with someone
Yeah.
who is different to you. Now, while I
I
was
love
saying
that.
religious harmony, reality, it was like religious, cultural, sexual orientation, all sorts of things that
Mhm. Mhm.
even political views that we can sit down and share a chocolate and coffee and get to know somebody. And so that's where it started. And I did Chocolate and Coffee Day for Religious Harmony for a few years. And then it was
Okay.
kind of the questions come, oh, why do we have Chocolate and Coffee Day, chocolate and coffee one day a year?
Uh-huh.
Surely there's a lot of need out there for it 365 days of the year.
Yes. Yes.
So chocolate and coffee breaks came from that, and
Love it.
now I'm doing the show to help people to see and understand what it's all about and try to encourage a little bit of compassion in the world.
And I'm so glad you're doing that because it is definitely needed. Oh my gosh, it's needed. I mean, I love that. I mean, and you took action. I mean, um, that is excellent. I love that,
Oh,
and that you're
the
still taking action on that. Uh,
taking action was kind of not what I planned because I
I
know I said to my mum one day, "When's chocolate and coffee day?" And she said, "I don't know. I've never heard of it." And it was
oh,
like,
really?
"Oh, damn, I have to
Uh-huh.
start it. I have to do it."
Uh-huh. I yeah, I know what you mean there. It's me. Yes, I know what you're saying there. So, but I mean, talk about ripple. I'm always for positivity and ripple out into the world and universe, and there's so much negativity, but that is so positive, and
Yeah.
um, and then coffee and chocolate, like we are talking, is always good. But that I love. I mean, that is excellent. So, I mean, with what you're doing every day, I mean, it's a podcast.
Yeah, podcast TV show. We're just about to launch
Okay.
on TV streaming cable station in
Really?
Houston.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
HMS TV. So I'm
Okay.
excited about that. And so that's just the start.
Yes. That's excellent. So could I find that here in the United States?
Yes, well, the show's on YouTube, Roku, Fire
Oh, it is?
TV.
It's on all those. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
Now we'll have to share that because I can't wait to watch that. That is so I mean, does it sometimes it's like seem like a dream, that what you're doing this now or
Oh, absolutely. To think that I'm doing I'm doing a
Uh-huh.
show, and I absolutely love it because I talk to such amazing people, and
Yeah,
they're just so incredible, and their stories are so beautiful, and that fills my cup just doing that. But
I
then I
hear you.
get to put it
Yep.
on it's going on TV. I mean, that is a total dream. It's just not
Yeah.
something that I ever really thought would happen, but I'm doing it.
And that's so first time you saw yourself on TV, what did it feel strange or was it pretty neat or what was your feelings on that?
I look, I'm really really excited and about the way the show is looking and feels, and
Okay.
um, but I have had a little foray into TV as a TV extra and on movie
Really?
sets and things like that, just a
Wow,
little
that's
bit.
cool.
Just a little bit. So that was always it's always cool to watch a show and go, "Oh, there I am," or to
I
have
lo
somebody it was last year I had my nephew send me a text message saying that his son was watching a TV show and his son was saying, "I really like this show, Dad," and then he looks at the show and and sees me. And
Oh,
it's
that
always a
is
bit of a
neat.
buzz for people when they see me, and it's like, "Oh, look, I saw you on TV." I mean,
That
it's kind
is
of like little snippets, but anyway, it's a bit of
hey,
fun.
that's still great. So, I always ask them Dreamcatcher podcast, when you were growing up, is that something you wanted to do?
Well, there's no such thing as podcasts when I was growing
But
up.
even being on TV, would you
Look, yeah, when I was growing up, I don't think I ever really thought about that.
Okay. Okay.
Um, well, there's something in me that always kind of I guess I liked acting in plays and things, but
I can
I
understand
didn't
that.
do that very much because I was a very shy, introverted girl, and it was kind of like I wasn't gonna put myself out there, so it
Wow.
wasn't really something that I would have really given a lot of thought to be
Okay.
honest.
So you don't seem like you're shy. How did that come about with not being shy anymore?
I am, I'm very shy.
Really, you are? I would not have guessed that.
Now put
So
me in front of a camera or a stage and I light up. It's an amazing thing.
that
And
is
you'll
amazing.
find that in a lot of shy people are the same. Like, there's a lot of shy people in
Uh-huh.
the entertainment industry.
Okay,
You put
interesting.
them on stage and it's kind of a different thing, but
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just you wouldn't think that, but I do know what you mean. So, yeah, I was very shy and quiet growing up, and everybody's like, "What happened?" It's just like I found out I love talking to people around the
Yeah.
world. I
I
love it.
grew up. I got
Yeah,
mature.
yeah, yes. So, okay, you said on stage. Do you speak on stage a lot?
Yes, I like to speak on stage. I call that my comfort zone, and now I'm
Okay,
saying even more comfortable is behind the camera.
really? That's
In front of the
excellent.
camera, I should say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you speak about when you're on stage? I suppose it varies somewhat, but
Yeah, so certainly chocolate and coffee and, overcoming prejudice and,
okay.
breaking down the barriers. All the things around chocolate and coffee break is really important about compassion
Mhm.
and also where chocolate and coffee my me starting chocolate and coffee took me, which was starting another podcast, which was Social Mission Revolution, because it was like, why
Wow.
is it that for me to have a social mission means so much and changes my life? What does it do to other people and what does it do to
Yeah,
business?
exactly.
So I did a podcast for a few years called Social Mission Revolution, and I spoke to
Okay.
people talking about those things that they do. And then I've written books on that as well. So I talk about
Okay.
that as well, about um, having a mission in your life, having a compassionate purpose that fills your life and how to find that and also how to have it in business. So, which is so 2 books, Compassionate Purpose and Compassionate Prosperity. So,
Okay.
yeah, so I
Very
talk a lot on those kind of things. There's always a level of compassion in the whole gamut of stuff that I do.
excellent. No, that is very excellent. So, an author, I mean, are those books that I see behind you, are those ones you've written?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
And
So,
there's another one here somewhere that just doesn't fit up there.
I know how that can go. So, how long ago did you write your first book? I mean, what got you to wanting to be an author?
Yeah, that's a really interesting thing because it was if you do go back to high school, you would think there's no way this girl's ever gonna be an author.
Yeah, I know what you mean there.
Because I remember sitting in my last year of high school, sitting in an English class and being told we had to write an essay or something, and I wrote
Yeah.
nothing.
Oh,
Nothing.
really?
Not a thing.
Wow.
I couldn't think of anything to write. So anyway, life changes, and here I am, and I've written books. So
Okay.
it was the first book I wrote because I was working with somebody else, and we were talking about leadership, more
Okay.
compassion,
Okay.
about
Yes.
employee engagement, and we were talking about creating program around our
Okay.
joint kind
Okay.
of experiences and what we were doing, and he had a masters in, employee engagement.
Okay. Okay.
So we were putting all that together, and so I put all that together and I sat down and wrote the book, as you do.
So, I mean, I have thought about writing a book. I mean, how hard was it to write the first book?
Uh, surprisingly, it surprised me that it wasn't so hard, and
Okay.
I think the reason it wasn't hard is because I had written so much prior. I had written
Ah, gotcha.
articles.
Okay.
I had, um, I had done talks.
Okay.
So, I had all that material to fall back on. So,
Okay.
so a
Makes
lot of it was like I'd sit there and go, "Right, I've gotta write about this."
Mhm.
And my mind would kind of tick through all of the stuff that I've already written and go,
Okay.
"Okay, well, I can pull this into it and base it around use this as a storyline or the examples." And so it was really so it becomes like build building a brick wall.
Okay.
I
One brick
already
wall.
had the bricks,
Okay.
I just needed to add the mortar.
Okay. That makes sense. I
Yeah.
get that. So if you were to tell me to write a book, that would be kind of the what your advice would be or wisdom?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
I think if you wanna write a book, if you're thinking that maybe one day I'll write a book, an easy way
I
to
am.
get started is to just be writing well, I was writing articles that I was then posting on the internet.
Okay.
So that's just whether you wanna do that or not, but just start writing articles or essays or just
Okay. Excellent.
stories, write down your stories and just have all of that, and then you've got all of this material
Yeah.
that you can fall
Like that.
back on and then just go, "Well, okay, I'm gonna write a chapter
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
about
I get you.
whatever,
Yeah,
about
I know what
this.
you mean.
Okay, what's the material that I already have? I've got this article, I've got this story." Oh,
Mhm.
and then that'll spark something else in you that
Yeah,
you will
it
go,
kinda
"Well, I also had this experience," and that kinda draws these 2 together and draws the whole thing together, and
okay.
so
Before you know it, you got
before
the
you know
beginning to
it,
write a book, yes.
you've got all this material and you're just putting it together.
Okay,
Jigsaw
that's
puzzle.
excellent. I love that. So, can you find your books, like, on Amazon, or where can you buy
Yeah,
your book?
absolutely, they're on
Amazon.
Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
all of those online booksellers, you can just
Okay. You can find
search for
those.
my
Okay.
name and they all come up because I'm the only one in the world.
Okay. So, are you writing a book now?
No, I'm not. Uh,
Oh, okay. Do you wanna write a
I'm
book
not.
now?
Yeah, I was writing books and then I lost my hard drive and it kind of
Oh,
felt last year, so, I still haven't been able to access what's on that, even though I've spent lots of money
that's
trying.
too bad. Mm.
Um, so it's something that I wanna get back into. I wanna
Mhm.
start writing again and start putting together some more things around the stories that I'm getting on my show
Okay. Okay.
and, because they're so powerful.
Yes, yes, I gotta definitely check out everything you have. And I noticed when I was you said compassion curator. I liked the way you put that. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, and
so
a whole lot more.
what's that? What's
And a
that?
whole lot more.
Uh,
Yeah,
then
so
that's excellent. That's good.
yeah,
That's
on
very good.
the show is definitely a compassion curator because I'm bringing together those stories
Yeah.
of
No,
compassion.
and like I said, so needed. Oh my gosh, so needed.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, where do you find your guests? Do you have your guests all over the world?
Yes, uh,
Yeah.
mostly Australia and
Okay.
America,
Okay.
um, because that's time zones
Yeah.
and that's where my easiest access is
Okay.
at the moment. So, where I find them, sometimes I might see a post that says something about somebody. Like the other day, I saw
Mhm.
someone's post and they were talking about their family,
Right, right.
and that's exactly what I need. That's what I'm looking
Okay,
for the
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
And so I
Yeah.
contacted her and she's gonna be on the show.
Okay.
It's a lot of the people that I know and I have contacts with, and sometimes you know, I've scrolled through my Facebook list. I've scrolled
I
through
can
my
understand, yeah.
LinkedIn list
Yeah.
to see who I know that might be good on the show.
Yep.
And also there's recommendations from people. You know, it's kind of, and then there's always that occasion where you go, "Oh, no, I've got no one for the show this week. Where am I going
I
to?"
do know that one.
And I do a bit of a panic. Sometimes I put it up on Facebook or social media somewhere
Right,
that I'm
right,
looking for somebody this week.
right.
And because the show is so particular, it just can't be anyone. It can't be someone who just wants to flog their business. I'm not
Sure, yeah.
interested. So, yeah, it's just really keeping my ears open
Eh, can see that,
and
being aware.
and just keep looking around,
Yeah,
and and asking people to
yeah, yeah, have people that kinda are aware too, if they
yeah.
so, okay, what is something, if there is anything, that you still haven't done that you would like to do?
Hmm. Well, the show's only just really,
Okay,
getting going, so I
okay,
really wanna get that into the bigger arena.
okay,
I'd like to get it on the do do another there's other series that I've got in my mind that I would like to
okay,
do and
excellent.
hopefully get some free to air
Uh-huh.
TV in Australia to fund it would be awesome.
Yeah,
Uh, so there's those kind of things that I'd like to do, doco series, and also just taking chocolate and coffee break into a new level because while we're talking about it being a show,
Mhm.
it's a movement. And try getting
Yes.
that moving, getting people to participate in that and to have some events where people can
Mhm.
share with each other and you can share with
Me
somebody that you've never met before and discover
yeah,
somebody new.
I think that
And
excellent.
seeing where that develops too, because when 2 minds come together and they
True,
get rid of all of those barriers, you never know where that's gonna go. They may create the next best thing that
true.
changes the world, and
Yes. Yes.
that's what I'd love to see. I would love to see those kind of interactions become
Yeah.
something
That
really
spark,
powerful.
yeah. And I hear you. Yeah, there's nothing better than when you 2 minds come together and they get a light bulb moment and stuff like that, and,
Yeah.
no, that is excellent. I mean, it's just, so, okay, if I was coming to where you live, what would be some places that you I mean, touristy things? What could I visit? I've never been to Australia, so what would be a good something to
Well,
visit?
you gotta remember that Australia is a very big country.
Mhm.
The land mass is similar to the US, so
Okay. Okay.
but it's a lot more sparse because we have massive deserts. We have a
Okay.
massive desert in the middle, so you can't
Yeah.
so if you wanna if you think you're gonna come to Australia for a couple of weeks and see everything, you're not. You think you're gonna
Oh,
come to Australia for a month and see everything, you're not.
yeah, with that big of yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. But in Melbourne, people who come to where around where I live, it's a very there is some very scenic places that I would take people to see where we
Okay.
have these enormous towering gum trees, which are amazing.
Okay.
Um, we people love to go and see the fairy penguins,
Really,
which is not
that sounds awesome.
about an hour's drive from here. You
Okay.
can go and see the fairy penguins come. There's fairy penguin parade every night.
Wow, that is very cool. I
Yeah,
love
and
that.
people love that.
Yeah,
And,
I bet.
there's the wildlife sanctuaries where you get to see all of our amazing animals, our koalas, kangaroos, wombats, echidnas, platypuses.
Yeah, all that you're yeah, noted for down there, yes.
Yeah, yeah, and our bird life is just amazing. So in Melbourne, in Victoria, it's completely different country than what you
Mm,
would have up north. Now, if you go up north, depending where you don't go this time of year.
okay. Okay.
Because it's really hot and it's really humid. It's the
Oh,
wet
it's humid
season
too?
up
Really?
there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
I will not go past Sydney this time of year because it's
Is it
just
okay. That's good to
too
know.
hot. I don't
No,
do humidity well.
I don't either. Yeah, I could not live south here in our, southern states like Louisiana and stuff. I don't know how they do it down there or Florida and in the summer. So, so do you like to travel?
I love to travel. I've just booked last night a trip to Estonia,
Oh,
so,
awesome.
which I'm looking forward to sharing with my daughter, and
Very good.
going to New Zealand in a couple of
Oh,
months with my husband. We've just last year we were in Europe and the UK,
so you
so
do, yes. That
yes, I kind of traveling a lot at the a lot at the moment. So I'm
no.
looking forward to doing more travel when people start inviting me to come and speak at
Yes,
their
yes.
events.
Yeah, no, I
Just
think that
seeding that.
yeah, and the best education is traveling. You never know what a place is like until you truly travel. So,
And it's yeah, and it's such an important thing. It really opens your eyes to a different
it
world.
it does.
We've been to, say, example, China, and it's completely different. So different that to Australia in culture, in food, in
Mhm.
everything. So and you don't really catch how people live,
Yeah.
how what they deal with until you travel. It really broadens your mind, it broadens your perspective. Like sitting down with someone having a chocolate and coffee and
Yes,
listening to their
yes.
stories. Well, traveling does that as well. And you get to
Yes.
meet some incredible people and
Yeah,
listen to
I'm
other
sure.
people's stories from other places in the world, and that is the joy of it.
Yeah, because we all have a story. We all have a backstory, and I love that. And I've never New Zealand looks like a place I would love to go, but
Oh,
as long as it takes to go down to where you're at, I would wanna stay a long time. I mean, oh, that's a long flight. So,
yeah. Well, usually we go to Europe, we wanna stay for last time we were there for 6 weeks, I think.
I can understand that. Yes.
Because and they say most people who go to Europe do that kind of time because you've gone that far.
Yes.
Although
You
my
wanna make
the
the
trip with my daughter will be shorter, but she's a mother and
yeah.
and we've got to deal with all of that, so it's gonna be a little bit shorter than
Yeah.
what
At least you get to
either of
go.
us would really like.
Yeah. So, you travel the United States?
I have been to the United States, a few times, yes.
Okay. Any particular place you liked or disliked, or
Um, let's see. Um, I don't know, it was a different experience. It was lovely. We went to Colorado to stay
Oh, I love Colorado.
with,
Yes.
um with a beautiful friend. Well, she was exchange student when she
Oh,
was
okay.
in high
Okay.
school, so it was lovely. We were able to go and stay with her and see around there, and that was quite different then to Los Angeles. San Francisco, we really liked San Francisco.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
No,
yeah,
I love California. I don't like LA. Too many people, too much
yeah.
traffic too. So,
I agree. But San
yeah,
Francisco was absolutely lovely.
yeah, it is. No, I mean, my wife and I, we've been to Italy, the southern Italy a few years ago, and I loved Italy. So, I mean, we're the southern part. But the people were so friendly. It was a
Oh.
lot different than I thought it was going to be like.
Mm.
Terrible, they're crazy drivers, but
Oh,
oh
yeah, I
my
don't wanna drive in
gosh.
Italy, thanks.
Oh, I told my wife, it's like, I think we're gonna die here before we get even started on the first day. But they were polite. They'd almost hit each other and back up and wave, and it's like, move on. And it's like, okay, this is their normal. So, oh my gosh. But no, travel is so great. So before we end the podcast, would you like to share something else with the audience?
Well, I always wanna share that to encourage people to not to take somebody on face value, to take the time to,
Yes.
have a chocolate and coffee. And it
Yes.
doesn't have to be a
Yes.
chocolate, and it doesn't have to be a coffee. It's
This
just
is,
that when you
yeah,
sit with this is something that crosses all barriers of
it does.
traditions and cultures to sit with a drink and something to eat. So
Amen.
if you can do that, you can listen to someone's story.
Hmm.
Just take some time
Yes.
to listen to somebody's story,
Yes.
and don't think that somebody is so different to you that you can't. So if there's someone there that, say in the workplace, that you just
Hmm.
don't relate to,
Hmm.
maybe just spend a little bit of time with them. Reach out.
Yes. No,
And
I'm.
as my mother said when I asked her
Hmm.
what was the one thing that she would fight for, she said, "I'm not a
Uh-huh.
fighter." She said, "I'm not a fighter." But that's a whole other thing I won't go into now. But her message for the world was to be kind, and
Awesome.
so if people can just take a
Yes.
moment just to be kind,
Yes. That would
instead of
be
lashing out at people, just stop,
it, yeah,
give them a
it'd be
kind thought.
such such a beautiful world. Yeah, if we just
It
extended the time.
really is.
Yeah,
When you choose to look at it and choose to see it, there is just so much beauty,
there
so
is.
many beautiful people in the world.
Yes. Yes, there really are. That's for sure. And it's one thing I've learned with this podcast. There are and you're
Yes.
one of them. And I'm glad
Thank
God
you.
crossed our paths. And and I look forward to seeing what's next. I look forward to
Mhm.
watching your, I got Roku, so I gotta check that out. So, I definitely gotta do that. So, but well, I will, and I love that. That's a great way to end. Just be kind. And, thank you for joining us on the Dreamcatcher podcast, and have a good day since you're just starting your day, and, we'll be talking soon.
Thank you, Mark. I